you know, I go to this A&W and I don't know what the fuck is going on with that place. Like, the workers there do a fantastic job at cooking the food, and the food is fantastic, and they're really sweet people, and I really like them a lot. But the washrooms there, both the guy and the girls, like, I don't know if it's like, it's probably the people that go there. Like, it's across the way, like, there's always someone kind of begging outside, and so, like, I get it. Like, you have, like, really tough kind of clients or customers, but, like, the washroom, it's a disaster. Door doesn't even open properly. And I think to myself, like, what if it was all automated? And, like, like some kind of, like, pressure washer after every use, just, and there was, like, special graded floor where everything just falls through. Like, no, first there's, like, some kind of soap, CLR mixture, then a power washer. Like, I feel like that's the safest and best way, because it's just, like, it's so, like, wild, like, how dirty that place is. And then, like, I get in there and I think to myself, like, am I supposed to wipe everything down? Like, it's like they really were not aiming. It's like all over the floor. It's all over the walls. Like, and they're like, and then also too, I think to myself, like, I hope they don't think that it was me. Like, I can get it in the hole. Like, and I'm like, I just wanted a hamburger. I didn't want to have to clean this restroom. Like, and then you guys are like, oh, it's because you're a guy. It's the guy's side. I was like, I went into the girls' one because, like, it's like guys and girls, but they're one unit thing. And if you really gotta go, you can go, and you can lock the door. And it's one person stall, right? Okay, in the girls' side, there's no toilet paper. And then I think to myself, like, you're a girl. How do you wipe yourself? And then I think to myself, you know what? These women are animals. Like, they really, like, new level of, like, woman in this area. Like, I'm not trying to make girls, like, sound bad, but it's like, I no, it's not like I'm saying that there's a new class of women that are like, I've been through some things with girls, with certain types of girls. I like really cool girls, but like, like my mom was a really difficult character. I feel like there's a lot of people like my mother out there. So it's one of those things. So sometimes when I talk, I say things about a certain type of girl, and I think it's really unfair because I think girls are really great, and I really like girls, and I think they're incredibly intelligent and fun and great, and an advocate for change, an advocate for growth. And I really like them and I adore them to like death, but at the same time too, it's like I feel bad for them. Like, oh, in the girls' washroom, there's no toilet paper. Like, how do you even like, what are you supposed to do about that? And I guess like you go to the front desk and you say, hey, listen, I need some toilet paper. You know what I did? I just went to the guy's side. I was like, hey, I gotta use this. You know, okay, so also too, like, you know, when it's a washroom where it's like open door and there's a variety of stalls and stuff, it's like okay, so there's a guy side and there's a girl side, right? But like, like let's say it's a Starbucks, let's say it's like, Tim Hortons, or let's say if it's a single stall and they have just some sign that's like, oh, guys and girls and only one person allowed in at a time. I'm like, okay, today I just need to piss really quick. So, however, when it comes to like I also too, I'm not the kind of guy that spends a lot of time talking to people in the washroom. I don't make friends in the washroom. I don't do drugs in the washroom. Like you guys are like, "Oh, you're a loser." Thank you. But I don't. Like I go there, I do my business, I get out. I get that there's a type of person out there that loves to just hang out in the washroom with their friends. And you want to know, like, I remember at rock climbing, there was always like that group of girls that are like, oh, we need to be in the washroom together. We all need to be in the washroom because we are having our special time of the month or whatever. I'm like, hey, like, whatever floats your boat. Like, I don't know, like, what that must be like. So if you need to take an extra 20 minutes, 30 minutes in there, like, I don't know, like, whatever it takes, like, give her. But then I'm like, just so you know, like your parents are paying for you to rock climb. Just so you know. So you're using money right now for all this. So if you need to spend time in there, you need to spend time in there. But this is the focus for today. So it's on you. Whatever you want to do, girls. Like enjoy. Okay, one of the easiest jobs I ever had was working with kids. Want to know why? Because they're really easy. They're very sensible. They're like, also too, they're all looking to have a good time. They're all looking for fun. They're not trying to like, they're not trying to like scam you. They're not trying to like warp and manipulate. Well, like sometimes they warp and manipulate, but like, okay, so we're getting warnings about the heating, so we're overheating. I have the air on, but with the PlayStation alone, for whatever reason, it cancels out the air conditioning a little bit. So, and then it's just gonna turn off. So we're gonna try one more match. It was really easy. When I worked with kids, it was super easy. However, I didn't really get paid that much. I really did not make that much money. And so when people are like, "Oh, why don't you work at a gym? Oh, why don't you work with children?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't. I can. Is it too much to ask that I have a nice budget? Is it too much to ask that I have a cushion? Is it too much to ask that I have a little bit of money for my future? Like, is it too much to ask?" Everyone's like, "Oh, be with the children. Be with the children. We trust you with the children." It's like, thank you so much. I'm so honored. I would also be even more honored with a full bank account, and a vacation once a year. Like, is that too much? Maybe like 3 times a year. Like you want to know? Like, I would love to have some play money. I'd love to have some going out money. I'd love to go out. I'd love to, like if it's about drinking and smoking, like I don't need to drink and smoke, but just having some extra money and having a little bit more than what I've been getting the last like 36 years, like would be fantastic. Even at my last job, can I tell you, I'm like doing all the work and everyone around me is sitting there doing nothing. And actually, can I tell you what they're actually doing? They're fucking up the saw. They're putting everything in weird areas. They're making all these obstacles, making everything way more challenging than it needs to be. I remember there was someone from like, I want to say Ecuador or some kind of like Mexican or South American like area, and he would just scream out, go home," for like literally 5 years, almost every day. Go home. No one likes you. Go home. Like you want to know, like Like, oh, and then like you talk to and oh, he needs to talk to you every day, but he has nothing to talk about. And then any subject that you talk about, oh, you're crazy. You're crazy for talking about that. Oh, you like Taylor Swift? Oh, you're crazy. You're crazy. She's a girl and you're a boy. You're fucking crazy. What else? Like they would say all kinds of stuff like that. Like all these weird head games, and then I'm like, oh, like I have to work. I'm sorry, I can't talk to you. Oh, you can't talk to me? Oh, you can't talk to me. Okay, so also too, can I tell you? So we all have work to do. We all have deadlines. And it's like this work needs to be out. This work needs to be out. Like you can't wait. Okay, so like they would wait and then they would be like, "Oh, well like I need to stay overtime to make up for all the time that I missed doing this job, so you have to pay me overtime now." So that and it's like, oh, that's not how that works. Like, you're supposed to do the job when you're supposed to do it, and then it's like, you want to know, like, everyone was so weird at that job, and it's like, okay, like, so like, if you're the purchaser, if you're gonna buy something, like, great example, like, let's say that you go to, I'm just thinking of a store that I never really shopped at, but could shop at, but like, so American Apparel, let's say American Apparel, you're gonna go to American Apparel, oh, I want to buy this sweater, I want to buy this t-shirt. Oh, well, you're gonna have to come back in 2 weeks. What do you mean come back in 2 weeks? It's right here. I want to buy this. I want to buy. Oh, well, we need actually 2 more weeks because we didn't actually do it in the time that we said we were gonna do it, and now we need to make more money on that. So then it's gonna cost even more, and it's gonna take us more time. Like, isn't that crazy? And like that's how they operate there. And then you say things too like, oh, like I have a bunch of friends who would do anything for this opportunity, and they would start at a lower rate, and you wouldn't have like, and it's like, let go of this guy. Like, he's really not that great. He's really not that smart. He's really not that quick. He's really fucking crazy. Like, he's making everything more difficult. He breaks the saw. Okay, so here's another one. We're like, oh, the saw doesn't work. Do you know how to fix it? Oh, yeah, I know how to fix it. I'm like, oh, because you broke it? So you know exactly what's wrong with it to fix it? Oh, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. I'm like, oh, because you've been doing this over and over again for the past fucking 5 years. So why do you need to fucking round with the fucking saw? And it's like you want to know, like it's just there was so many things at that job and like so many weird personalities, and it was just like such a headache. And at the end of the day, like like I used to work with this guy named Peter, and he was like the best, and like he made work fun. But everyone else there, it was like, oh, you make everything worse than it needs to be, and it's like, why do you even come to work if you're like this? You know that? Even with me, can I tell you? So then they're like, so I get my work order. This is what we're doing. I go through the back. I'm like, oh, these are all the materials. I'm like, oh, like, I'm like, this is all mixed together. I'm like, so then I get the forklift and then I start organizing things. And I'm like, I'm going to do this job first. I'm going to put the line wire and the cross wire is going to go together here. And then I'm going to take, oh, this other stuff that's over here. This is this other job. I'm going to line this up together. This is another thing. And then this is the next job. And then I'm going to put cross wire, line wire, right? Okay, so then I go and I tried to like make everything so easy, and I tried to make everything, and then I like line up all the done stuff in a certain area. I like write on it what it is, like, and then it's like, and then you pass by certain areas and it's like, oh, so and so fell asleep while they're sleeping. It's like, how nice would that be when I can just go to work and I can just sleep? Wouldn't that be a fantastic thing? And then it's like, can I tell you something? Why are we going to work to sleep? Like, go home. Just go home. And then you go by a certain, so like I have photos of people sleeping at work, like Rob, literally sleeping at his desk with his assistant. They're both sleeping in the same office together, asleep. I have another one of the shipper and receiver sleeping. And I think to myself, it's like, oh, like, do you need work to do? Like, I can find so many things for you to do right now. Like, there's tons of things that need to be done. Like, even just in organizing things. Like, oh no, like I can't. I'm like, oh, like you could move this good, and you can clean up all this stuff, and like, oh no, I don't work here. I come here, I pick up my paycheck, and I go home. I'm like, oh, okay. There was times too where I came in. So my landlord, she used to like go through my trash, and she used to like pull out the condoms and stuff, and like it was really creepy. And I'm like, and like they weren't even my condoms. Like they were like from someone else that was like maybe even with me kind of thing. And I'm like, they're married, like they have children. Like what are you doing? And she's like collecting them, and it's like, oh, this is so awkward. And then like also too, everyone's like, oh, I want to use a condom. I want to use a condom. And I'm like, oh, like my landlord's gonna take them and knock up some girl with them. Like, is that really what you want? Like, and then I'm like, hey, like let's just not have sex. Like I'm looking out for you here. I'm really looking out for you. You don't want this headache. Oh, so you don't like protection. Oh, you don't want to protect it. Oh, you're dirty. Oh, you're trying to give me something. I'm like, oh my God. And it's like, okay, like, why don't we just jerk off together? Like, why don't we just jerk off? And then I'm like, I'm always in this weird zone with people. I'm always in this weird zone where it's like, if I'm not going to get in trouble with this person, then I'm going to get in trouble with this person. And then I'm trying to like communicate things, and everyone's always looking for the worst thing to say about me, the worst thing to contrive about me. Can I also tell you, there's a lot of the time too, the condoms break. Like, and it's just an icky situation. Everything is just kind of gross, and I'm trying to get myself into a zone where it's like, oh, I have a dedicated person for this job. They're dedicated. It's a normal situation. I have a normal life. Everything is really normal. You know that? And it feels like every time I try to like facilitate that kind of normality, somehow, some way, everything gets all fucked up and weird, and it's such a weird situation in my life right now, and all I'm trying to do is press the like fast forward button and get myself out of this situation. You know that? And it feels like I'm gonna be stuck here for the next couple fucking months or so. You know that? And I'm just dying to move on. Like, can I tell you, I'm a really hard worker. I can do the work of a 57 employee business. I can do the full work for that whole business. You know that from sales to front end to the back end. Like I can do it all. I can look representable. I can dress up very well. I can conduct myself in a really great way. I can choose it really fantastic. Like I can speak very fantastic to people and facilitate things quickly and swiftly, unlike ever anyone else. Like I can do a lot of different things. It just feels like some days, if I just had the right, if I just had the right opportunity, everything in my life could change like rapidly. You know that? Okay, this thing's gonna overheat, so it's just gonna randomly cut out. Like, you want to know what I think happened? I feel like because I'm the oldest on both sides, the male oldest on both sides, and I didn't do drugs, like especially crystal meth, and I wasn't involved in like the weird parties or whatever that my family was. And I feel like what happened is my parents were like, "Oh, he's crazy." They got someone to forge the inheritance documents, told everybody that I had these problems that I didn't have, so they would all sympathize with them. They somehow took all this inheritance money, and now I bet you all the inheritance money is gone. And I bet you, you know what I mean? Now they are all like, oh, like we don't want to talk to you because if you find out, then you're gonna bring us to court for this money. Come on! Oh. And it's like, you want to know what? Like, hey, if you need to steal money from your kids to make it, like, hey, you have to steal money from your kids to make it. Like, the truth hurts. Like, what do you want? It's like they needed crystal meth money, so they took it. And you want to know what? I guarantee you they worked with this huge network of people to contrive different documents, worked with the bank, worked with all kinds of people to get this thing expedited. And then I bet you it was such an incredible amount of money that everybody wanted their share, their cut. And I bet you it was this big, huge head game. And I bet you there was a lot of fights and stuff about it. You want to know what? At the end of it all, like I just wanted a clear shot to move on with my life. Meet someone really cool that isn't involved in a huge cult of people. Maybe like some orphaned person, like maybe someone that's like works really hard and someone that's really caring and courteous and kind and like, someone that's like not with me for the money value and just with me for like, I really enjoy your personality and I really enjoy like, being with you, and if you really enjoy being with me, then hey, let's be together. You know what I mean? Like you know, given the circumstances, I guarantee you they use that money and they, you know, pay people around me to act a certain kind of way because, you know, there's a lot of things in my life that I think about every day and I'm like that didn't make any sense. That person did not make sense, you know. Like, you know, on both sides of my family, there's a lot of fucking guys. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of girls, there's a lot of guys, you know, aunts and uncles, and then their friends and their colleagues and second warning, third warning, and it's just gonna shut down. You know what? Let's just call it. You know, like I just really wanted a family. You want to know if I got the inheritance and it was all the money, you know, I all I needed to do was cash it in. We could have negotiated, you know, terms. We could have divvied it out. We could have broke it down evenly for everybody. Like I'm a very negotiable person. I'm not a greedy person. I'm a very caring, kind person. I want everybody to win. I want everybody to have like I would have divvied it out equally amongst everyone. Like I would and it feels like to me, it's like you want to know, one of them wrote up some weird document, took all the money, and that was that. You know that? And it's sad, but like the reality of the situation is like it has to be that way because no other passage or no other like way of speaking makes sense. Like you want to know, like I worked my whole life. When I lived in Barrie, guess what? I would spend $50 on groceries and I was cooking for my house. I had two gay dads that I lived with. And, you know, like I was making chilies, I was making stews, I was like, you know, I was eating all kinds of stuff. Like, you know, I had all these people like where if I go to court, it's like, oh, like he was good. He went to school, he had three jobs. He had good grades. He worked at the school gym. He worked at the mall. He worked at the bar. You know, he had a great network of people. He had a bunch of friends. Like, he was a go-getter. And then it's like, oh, but like if you talk to his mother, then he's crazy. And it's like, and if you look at his mother, she looks scary looking. Like, she does not look healthy. And I think to myself, you know what? It was a great eye opener because I got to see people for who they really were. It's like unfortunate that I did because like I really love those people, but at the same time too, it's like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. And you know, God takes things out of your life to put even better things in. So, and I really believe in that. And you know, I hope the next person that she's with is everything and all things that she ever wanted, which I don't know, I find that very difficult considering, but you know, a lot of people too are like, your mother is extremely jealous of you. She can't handle like talking or listening to anything about you. And like, that's hard to believe. I find that very challenging to believe like that my mother would be like that. And then I like think to myself and I'm like, you know, like maybe that is what it is because like nothing makes sense in my life. Like there's a lot of things that make no sense. Like Oh! Boo. Alright, this is over.